Imagine having constant access to every single piece of knowledge and information any human has ever had ever. And imagine that access being pretty much like remembering something. Anything any human has ever experienced, available in full HD, much crisper than your own memories are now in no time. What is there left for you to do? This, to me, is a very interesting question. What do you do when you've learned everything there is to learn? What do you do when you've perfected any skill that there is to perfect? What do you do when you've explored any topic that could possibly be explored? How do you entertain yourself at that point when you know it all and can do it all and can experience literally anything at any time that you choose? You gonna watch a movie? You've seen all the movies. You have intricate knowledge of how every single shot in them was made, and you know so much about filmmaking that Stanley Kubrick and Quentin Tarantino are like fucking preschoolers to you. What about books? Well, you distinctly remember writing every single book, and you have intricate knowledge of every single plot point in every single piece of literature that humanity has ever created. You know so much about story structure and plots that nothing surprises you anymore, really, and you have the life experience of pretty much any setting, so you're quick to point out inconsistencies, and it's really difficult to have the suspension of disbelief going on. There's no more theories for you left to explore when you go on TV tropes, because you know all the thoughts of all the people, and you know what the author meant when he wrote what he wrote. There's no more puzzling together of information because you always have the full picture clearly laid out for you before even having to do any research. But the physical world is still going to be exciting, right? Well, how interesting you think a game of football is going to be when literally every single player has perfected the skill of football and is physically optimized to be the perfect football player? For this shit to be interesting, there need to be differences in teams and players. But anyone who would choose to be different from any other would choose to be inferior. And that's pretty much a problem, because how much do you enjoy watching sports games where every player is worse than you at the sport? Think about that, especially considering that you have intricate knowledge of every single football game ever played and have thoroughly analyzed it. Because you just know so much about football. You can't have discussions with your friends anymore. Any dispute about whether or not something factual can be easily resolved by just downloading the truth seamlessly into your head. You don't even need to whip out your cell phone and scour Wikipedia while leaving the conversation. You can just, like that, you know. Also, there's no differences of opinion anymore, because you can viscerally understand the position of anyone you're conversing with because you can go inside of their mind. It's so easy to reach objective truths because you're part of a super AI mega singularity matrix hive mind. What do you do for entertainment? Do you just sit around all day feeling emotions like some primal being that is all-knowing and always at the forefront of the hive mind? Don't you think you'd become numb to that after a while? Just a mindless drone with no personality, with access to all of the beauty of human creation, but interested in none of it? That's why the Borg subjugate and assimilate anything they can get their hands on. They're fucking bored out of their minds. And any new experience, even if it's an entire new species, an entire planet that they've just assimilated, the novelty of it just wears off in a matter of minutes to seconds because of the sheer computing power they have to deal with all these things. And every time they do it, they learn more about the fundamentals of what makes a species. And so every new species they take surprises them less because they've seen it all. Is that what you want to become, really? Just a drone sitting in your space pod, traveling through the infinite reaches in hopes that maybe there's some new knowledge in the star system you're about to arrive at, which is fucking rarer than a straight priest? Humans were never meant to be all-knowing and perfect beings. We seek out challenges and gain new skills and knowledge in order to overcome them. Sure, we explore the mysteries of the universe, but most of what we do during that time is gather new skills and knowledge in order to find out what is actually true. In the meantime, we entertain ourselves with fiction, comedy, substance abuse, anything to take the edge off. Because we love gaining new knowledge and we love overcoming obstacles. I'm not even saying there'll be nothing left for us to learn the second we're all plugged into the hive mind supermatrix, but I am positing that there's only a limited amount of things that can be known. Not because of the limit of human understanding, because we can expand on that with technology, but because there's only a limited amount of things that exist. Right now, we only know a fraction of that. But how quickly do you think a super mega mind can figure that out? And how relevant do you think that time frame is when you're immortal anyway? Many old people make their peace and decide that they're ready to die not just because of the pain that old age brings, which you'll never experience, but because they feel like they've seen and learned enough. Now, what happens when you've actually objectively seen and learned it all? What is there left for you to do but end your life to escape the constant suffering that is the boredom of your existence? But what if we limit ourselves, you ask? What if we choose to not become perfect? To become different in our skills, our knowledge, our appearance, our physicality? You really think the sociopaths, the people who enjoy watching others suffer, are gonna opt out of being superior to everyone else? I mean, sure, they'll get out of the empathy program, but otherwise they'll be better than you and have the ability to toy with everyone, because, I mean, they too will be bored. And then they'll just cut you out of the ability to opt into the higher plane of existence they're on, just in case, because that might threaten their hegemony. So, congratulations! You've just built a hive mind controlled by sociopaths. I don't have the answers to any of these questions. I really don't. But I do think they should be posited and thought about a lot before the singularity. And not after, because then it's gonna be too late. Then you're already the Borg, and it's already all fucked. Personally, I do look forward to the future. I think there's gonna be very good things happening, but I do think we need to be careful to take the right course and not just navigate off the edge of human existence and fall into despair forever. Differences and imperfection are what makes life interesting. Humans need that shit. I don't want to be a doomsayer and just go pessimistically over the future, but the singularity is scheduled for the next 50 years, and I think we should maybe take a step back and think about where we're going, so we can make it work for us. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know it was a bit more serious than some of my other content, which I don't have much content, but at this point I have 30 subscribers. I can do what I want, and I will also continue to do what I want once I have 31 subscribers or above. Thank you very much. Make sure to become one of the 31 or above subscribers, and yeah, have a great day or night or whatever in between. Whatever the time of day you are in identifies as sexually.